Okay, I'm recording now.
Like, I think you passed your last Saturday roll for there not to be two of you all of a sudden. All right. So when last we were here, I do believe that you guys had just arrived at the mansion. You walked up, realized that the front of it had a lot of gravestones on it, and Dorothy and Jonathan both walked towards the gravestones, saw names on them that had no business being there, had very quick traumatic flashbacks or saddening flashbacks. Um, and that left us standing where we are now. Excuse me. Um, so you guys are standing in the rain. You're coming back to your senses slowly,
Mm-hmm.
and even in the rain, you guys hear a cough.
Who is that?
I
Where?
think you missed that we actually had like several rats coming after us, if I
Oh,
remember
right.
correctly.
I'm so sorry. Yes, you had rats coming after you. I apologize.
Oh, they were
Yes,
crawling out of the grave, weren't they?
yes, there were several rats crawling out of a grave. So, as you stand there, suddenly six large rats, with black, gristly, greasy fur, all crawl out of the pit.
Oh yeah, no. No.
Nope.
Oh, where are the big people?
Mavis is like, what is happening?
I don't know.
And we were just gonna hang out. Now I have a gun. And there's rats.
And I will get you some rats.
What do they do? I ran away from the rats. What do they do?
They are encircling you. I said six. Now it is about 12, and the rest are forming a circle around.
Mavis freak out and start shooting at him.
Alright, let's see if we got some hits. Hold on one second.
Yeah,
Okay.
I will do the same. I will start shooting.
Yeah, I feel like I would try and get anything that came near me, but probably not if they stayed distant.
So we're not that big, but imagine yourselves are in the middle of.
Creepy. Oh, God.
Chelsea, we can like hear the music over your like microphone.
If you turn your oh yeah, we can.
I think there's a mixer so I can switch which is which. I have a PC though.
Are you using a headset?
No, she's not using a headset when you can hear the music. That's not how headsets work.
Put some headphones on, girl.
Oh, is it feedback?
Like
yeah,
it's coming through
we can hear the music. Your speaker like basically transport the music to your microphone, and then we can hear that. Yes.
That never happened before.
Well, you're muted, so we can't hear you, obviously, but I'm not sure if that's like the resolution.
The problem is that your mic is picking up the sound coming out of your speakers.
Oh, you don't have. Well, that's fine. Try to like you can lower the voice activation so it's not starting so soon. Then you should be fine.
What I would do, Chelsea, is I would open your volume mixer. You know, right-click, open volume mixer, and then turn your browser sound all the way down and just deal without the music this week until we can get a better solution. Then at least there won't be feedback.
You can lower the music volume in Roll20 as well. You don't have to do that with the browser.
Oh, we'll have to do that too.
Yeah, push to talk is also fine if you want to do that.
I never don't use push to talk.
About 3/4 the size of a Maine Coon cat.
Oh, fuck no. Nope.
So they're still smaller than a cat, but not by a lot.
No, Dorothy's going back to the car. No.
Yeah, I think we form a line and shoot.
Alright, so Cormac's a little sick of these rats being around him, and I'm guessing that he is going to try to...
Try to
what?
Alright, I did that, but I forgot I needed to do the one with the damage. We'll let him keep it a success, though. Alright, so he reaches out, and he does manage to kick one of the rats, kind of reaches down with his brass knuckles and punches one of the rats right in the head. He is able to take it out. Let's see, which one of you guys are closest? Dorothy ran to the car, right?
fuck yes.
Okay, so that means that Mavis and Jonathan are still here.
But
And-
depending on what Mavis does, I want to also shoot, I guess, if she wants to. Yeah, okay, Mavis wants to shoot.
Alright, so both of you guys go ahead and roll me a dodge. Alright, so Jonathan, this rat lunges at you. You do a complete triple lateral spin. I don't know when you had time to take ballet classes, but apparently you did. You clear this rat beautifully. Mavis, you're not so lucky. One of the rats runs up your leg. It is crawling up your leg. And is it crawling up your dress or on the outside of your dress? Give me a luck roll.
Ooh, that's a bad thing to fail.
Can I maybe shoot that rat?
One that's on her?
Wait, okay. Before I tell you to roll,
Yes.
I want you to say out loud that you want to shoot a rat climbing up Mavis's.
Well, if it's inside, I mean.
Yay! She
Okay,
succeeded!
so the rat is still on the outside of your leg, is sniffing around. This rat walks all the way up your chest, gets nose to nose with you, and is staring you eye to eye. You can feel its breath against your cheek, and you can actually feel its wet little nose as it touches your cheek.
Said Mavis is looking at it cross-eyed. WTF.
So, Mavis, just as it looks like this rat might bite or anything, suddenly Jonathan lands from his, unfortunately you missed it, gorgeous pirouette, and the rat looks over at him, and it kind of just jumps off.
Where does it go when it jumps off?
It goes back into a circle of rats circling Cormac, because at the same time as Jonathan landed, it's the same time when Cormac literally punches the other rat's head into the ground. And now the rats kind of hiss at him.
Can I take a shot?
You may.
Okay.
It looks like Mavis is taking a shot too.
All right. All right, both of you guys managed to shoot two of the rats. There are now 7 rats left. And let's see whether or not they want to stick. Okay, so they are going to be going against a 4.
Oh, one moment. I think I can actually shoot 3 times with my firearm, right?
God, could you? I guess there's no way for you to pull it up, is there? Yeah. If we were in combat, you would. I think it works. Oh shit! Now I gotta go and read that again. I do think you're right. I think it's. I forgot what the penalty is. I think it's like each successive one is a. I think you go from like normal to difficult to extreme.
I don't know.
Shoot, I gotta look at that again. Hold on.
Does it work now?
Yeah.
Yes, that works.
Yep, that sounds great.
Apparently, I have to have the Discord app tab open for my push to talk to work because I'm not working off the desktop version.
So the way, if you're in the desktop, the way you can solve that is when you open Discord, like right click on it and tell it to open as administrator. That'll allow it to function with the push to talk over your other programs.
And is that if I'm using the web version, or does it have to be a desktop?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that works with the web version.
Yeah, because my personal computer isn't functioning, so I'm using my work computer, and I'd rather not.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
Oh, it's a penalty die if I want to shoot multiple shots.
Yeah, that's what I was just finding. So yeah.
Nah, I'm not doing that, man. I'm just like shooting carefully.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I wasn't sure if it was the way I said it, where it goes normal, extreme, difficult, or if it's just like you have to, do the thing where you roll twice when you do it. But okay. So anyway, it looks like the rats kind of still themselves even when the one gets shot, but they look like they are closing in on Cormac. And you guys hear another cough.
Who's coughing?
Would you like to find out?
Yes, please.
Okay. Give me a listen, whoever wants to figure out where that sound came from.
No.
Over the pouring rain.
We're terrible listeners.
Right.
So are the
Over
rats
the
gone?
pouring.
Like, could Dorothy see that the rats are gone?
Oh, they're not gone.
No, if they're still rats, I'm still by the car. Just checking.
Okay. Dorothy, were you listening to?
I mean, sure. She did hear someone cough the first time. This is not going to go well. I'm not good at listening because I'm very old and slightly deaf, apparently.
All right. So the cough goes again, but with the rain and everything echoing, it's really difficult to place exactly where it came from. However, you do hear next a sharp whistle, and all of the rats, just like dogs, sit at attention.
That's alarming.
Are they looking somewhere specific?
They do not take their eyes off of Cormac.
Okay, well, something clearly is commanding them. Could we look for something? I mean, not listen, but look?
Absolutely.
How many rats are left there?
I think I said 7.
could just shoot them.
That would be a spot hidden, right?
Yeah. So, that is Dorothy. Dorothy, you look up, not being able to quite see where the sound is coming from. However, you do catch a glint of silver.
Where?
So if you're right here,
Uh-huh.
you catch it from right here, kind of behind a rock, I guess, like right here.
Oh. That is very close to me. I think she would be like, is someone there? And like looking around for him.
So, flying through the air very quickly is a knife flying towards. Well, it doesn't even really matter. That was a pretty bad miss.
Yeah.
Just flying towards your other two friends.
Oh
This
no.
knife lands right in front of you, right here.
Why? Okay, who is that person I want to approach? That needs to stop right now. We have done nothing wrong. I feel like she'd be like descending upon him, scolding whoever it is.
Oh yeah, of course.
Did I realize that there's a dagger flying towards us, or is it something that I didn't
You
see?
did.
Okay. Well, then I will turn to that and approach that direction carefully with my pistol aimed up.
Avis points her weapon from the direction the weapon came.
And just like that, 3 hooded men reveal themselves from the shadow.
That was totally unnecessary. We are just here to make sure. I forget why we're here, but that was not nice.
Leave this place. You do not deserve the knowledge.
I think that you do not know me, sir, and I will decide what I deserve. Thank you.
You're not the boss of me.
You deserve.
You deserve what?
This! Alright, so what we are going to do now is everyone's going to roll their dexterity.
Nice,
Excellent.
Mavis.
Alright, so with this, Vex, you'll be going second, Mavis will be going first. Jonathan, you're probably going last, I'll tell you. Yeah. So you'll be going after the cultist. So it's gonna be Mavis, Dorothy, cultist.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, you deserve this. And he brandishes a knife and starts to lunge towards Dorothy. Mavis, what do you...
With the thing. Can you hear me? Oh crap.
I
Yes,
can
I
see
can
you.
hear you.
Okay. So I'm gonna shoot at him again.
Nice.
Ooh.
Alright. That is good for 4 damage. You pull up your gun, you shoot him right in the shoulder. He spins around. Looks like he drops his knife for a moment. He's bending down to pick his knife up. And Dorothy, it is your turn.
He's bending down to pick his knife up?
He is bending down in front of you to pick his knife up.
Well, I want to kick his face.
Give me a fighting roll.
I mean, I think she would fight for herself, right? I mean, she's a
Yeah,
spunky lady.
give me a fighting roll. This should be brawling, I believe, if you're kicking.
This is gonna be really bad, you guys.
Oh.
That's pretty
Okay,
close.
so guy tries to go and pick up the knife. You basically try to kick at him. You don't fall or anything. You keep your balance, and you don't miss as much as everybody would expect you to. You just kind of graze, and you kick some water into his eyes, and
Uh-huh.
that's actually going to give him disadvantage on when he tries to swing at you, meaning he's going to swing twice and take the worst number.
Huzzah! 76-year-old woman's got spunk.
Don't forget, however, he does have 2 friends.
Shh. I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so he swings at you. He misses, but his friends are going to. First one is going to try to throw a knife at Jonathan. Give me evens or odds.
Give me what? Sorry?
Evens or odds.
Even.
All right. All right. So he's going to throw a knife at Mavis.
Picking on his old ladies?
All right, Mavis. So you have a couple of options here. You can either choose to dodge. You can choose to fight back. Well, actually, in this case, you can't choose to fight back because this is a melee. So he's shooting a ranged weapon at you. You can dodge. You can seek cover, or you can stand there and get hit with a knife.
Pick the third one. I'm kidding, don't do that.
So what would you like to do?
Is she...
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Ugh, these settings are the worst. The third one.
Wait,
You're
you are going
stand
to say...
there, take the knife.
Yeah.
You think she wouldn't react fast enough to someone attacking her?
Yeah, I mean, you have enough time. The guy is this one right here. So you kind of see him with an evil expression on his face as he pulls up a knife, lifts it up into the air, and gets ready to toss it at you.
Okay, well, I guess I'll shoot at him again. Wait, what were the other 2 options?
Oh, you can't. Yeah, I was about to say usually you could fight if it's hand to hand, but here your choices are to dodge or to try to move and take cover.
Dodge.
All right, give me a dodge roll.
Dodge. Oh, crap.
Oh no.
Ooh, you do not dodge on that one. And this knife goes into your... basically the knife goes and it looks like it's going to scratch you on your left shoulder. You still have your right hand going. It doesn't get in deep enough to do a whole bunch of damage, but that is 3 damage.
Damn it. Alright. Well... Crap.
The third one's going to climb up, and he eyes Price wildly, and he's going to throw a knife.
I would like to dodge.
Alright. You don't even need to. This guy obviously can't throw when it comes down to you. You just kind of stare at him and he gets to the knife. A bolt of lightning strikes down right behind this guy, illuminating his figure in the back, but you see the glint of silver, and apparently it's enough to throw off his targeting so that the knife goes right next to your foot harmlessly. It is your turn.
How far are these people away from me?
We're gonna go and say that this, whatever the feat that says here is real.
Okay, so 15. And I would like to... Can I move like one closer?
Absolutely. Well, what is your movement? I know you can move one closer, but what is your movement? Just
my
for reference.
movement is... 1 second. I think 8 or 7. It's 8.
Yeah. Obviously, you can do this.
Okay. And now I'm like within 10 feet, so then I should be in point blank range with my gun.
All right.
And I want to shoot whoever threatens Mavis. Not Mavis, sorry, not Mavis. Like our...
Yeah, so you want to shoot this guy.
Yes, Mrs. McGee.
All right.
Exactly. Okay, so I can roll twice now, right? Because I get an extra die?
Yes. So, this guy is still getting up from dodging from when Mavis tried to kick him. So, he's about 3/4 of a way up now as you get ready to take your...
Okay. There's 1 and 2. So it's both a success.
All right. So, what is that? 2 shots or 1 shot?
It's 1 shot, but it's like, yeah, I could do it
Okay,
twice.
cool. So this guy looks up at you. I guess we're taking a second shot, and you. I know he's dead. Let me double check.
I mean, I don't even have 11 hit points, like, in total. So.
Yeah, he's dead. They don't even have, like, a good constitution, but this guy's dead. You lift your gun up. He's still... So, Mavis, you kick at him. He dodges it, gets a little bit of water in his eyes, turns back around just in time to sneer at you, and you do turn your head in time to avoid getting splashed with blood as Price blows his head clean off.
This is the second person that's been decapitated near me.
And I say, ha, bringing knives to a gunfight.
Very good. Actually, let me do this. Cormac, he's going to run over the rats, and he is going to take a shot at this guy. Unfortunately, he misses. And that brings us back to the top of our order. Mavis, it is your turn. You have 2 cold.
Is there a knife near me now?
Is it Mavis's turn or I think you're confusing me and her.
Mavis rolled the lowest, right? She's the one who went first?
No,
yes.
I went first, didn't I?
No.
No, Mavis went
I went
first.
first, and then it was you.
Oh, okay.
I shot him, and then you went to kick him.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, sorry.
No problem. Yeah, Mavis, there is a knife right here. And you still have your gun, of course, too.
Alright, well, I'm gonna shoot him. There's a possibility of that working out better.
All right.
Okay,
Fire
breathing.
away.
She's in pain. She's mad. Ugh.
All right. So that's a success. If you scroll down, you should be able to roll for what the damage is, unless you happen to know what it is off the top of your head.
A 2d6 plus...
Yeah, rifles are nasty.
4.
God damn.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. Yeah, this guy. So this guy's standing on top of the mountain, or really hill, like he's freaking King Kong. Raises his dagger in the air. What do you say as you blast him in the chest?
This is for my friend!
Yeah, and unfortunately, this guy won't be able to do anything in the future for his friends because he doesn't have a chest anymore.
Bam!
All right, Dorothy, it is your turn.
I don't have a gun. I have knitting needles, and I want to ram them into this person's eyeballs.
Well, this guy does have a knife. I mean, when he fell back, his knife did fall right next to you. A knife is 1d4.
So are my knitting needles. But yeah, no, I would use the knife over the knitting needles. I'll grab the knife and try and hurt him, I guess.
All right. Are you going to try to stab him, or are you going to try to throw it at him?
I feel like she would probably try and I guess, do I use my throw here? That 20% I got? That? Oh.
Okay. I forgot there even was a throw roll. Wait, you really? Yeah, whatever reason, Greta, I'm sorry, Dorothy, you felt like a little 3-foot kid and thought that throwing knives was something that you were capable of. You take this knife, you take it between your fingers, and go, yeah! And the knife just flies silently into the night sky.
Oh no,
Which
is it gonna fall back down? Where is it?
Who knows? That brings us back to our other cultist. He's going to come up to Jonathan. It is going to... Die in your ignorance, fool!
Oh. Ha!
All right. So he says, "Die your ignorance, fool," and he tries to stab you. He fails miserably,
So
and
good.
Sorry, cutting off what? And?
oh yeah, he fails miserably, and it is your turn.
Oh yeah, I would like to gun him down. That is.
But I believe it's a penalty since you're like right on his butt, right?
I'm in point blank range, so it should be actually like advantage for me.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure how. I mean, might be I'm missing something, but I mean that's definitely point blank.
Hold on. Yeah. Yep, you're right. Point blank range. No problem. Now that makes me think, is there ever any reason to use melee weapons?
If you run out of ammo?
Yeah, you don't run out
Yeah,
of.
that's it.
I guess. Okay, well, unrolling. Okay, that's pretty good.
All right. So you shoot him, but he doesn't quite go down. He spins all the way around, and he's actually going to take a grievous wound on.
I think an extreme means that I do maximum damage, actually. Isn't that like how it works?
Yeah, you do extreme damage to him. No, that's crits, isn't it? Anyway, he does not quite go down. He's hurt bad though. You guys could continue this, or you could question him if you want to.
I feel like if they weren't going to stop, Dorothy would step between them because I'm not about killing an unarmed or downed man.
No, if he's going like on his like if he's basically falling down, then I won't just shoot him or anything. I mean,
yeah, he spins around and he hits the ground. You can see that you shot him right in his what's the big artery on the leg?
Femoral?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Mavis, are you okay? I want a bandage her arm.
This guy's bleeding out, by the way.
Well, then I guess I'll bandage him.
Can I help her doing that?
Yeah, so you can go ahead and help out Mavis because that's your friend. Price, you can do whatever you're going to do with this guy.
I want to help Mavis, like because it seems like this guy will like die very soon if he doesn't
I want
get
to help
right?
Mavis and then the cultist if he survives long enough for me to get to him.
Oh, so you start with Mavis? Okay, then
yeah,
I will.
because she's
try...
my friend.
Yes, no, I get that. I'm just like this guy like is probably dying if you don't help. So I'm trying to help him then.
All right, yeah, you help the heck out of Mavis, and Mavis, you are going to get back a whole.
Woohoo!
How much?
Well,
One.
That's not good.
Hey, it's not so bad. Um, Jonathan, I don't know if you were trying or not, or honestly, you saw where you shot him at, and you know what the deal is on this one. You can try first aid all you want, but you are basically just wasting bandages.
well, I tried.
So for him, the color is starting to rush out of his skin. He's turning extremely pale. Um, he's certainly not long for this world. Is there anything you would like to ask him before he hauls off and dies?
Why are you people shooting at us?
Yeah, why are you doing
Didn't
this?
shoot. Used knives.
Why are you throwing knives at us?
You try to interfere with things you don't understand. So ignorant. Like all of this world. So ignorant.
Then teach
Wallow
us.
in your ignorance. Teach you.
If you're gonna die, do you want to leave this world leaving your secrets kept? Do you want to lose that knowledge? You've got to do something. We can keep it for you.
I dare you now.
Persuade! I want to persuade, if that counts. I don't know if that counts.
Go for
It did.
it. He smiles at you and he says,
I guess I needed a hard, didn't I?
oh no, he's laughing. He's going to say something. Fine. You can find the truth, but it will change you. And that truth is Yuck.
Yup.
Did he say
Yeah.
yuck?
So you heard him, he either said yuck or yob or yog. It's really difficult to tell. And I don't believe any of you know enough about anything to really be able to place what he may have been talking about.
Okay, do I still have that book?
It's
in the
raining.
car. Yeah.
Did I ever finish
The
reading it?
answer is yes.
I have occult 30. Would I be able to know something about that maybe?
Give me a roll for a difficult check since it's raining. You're still pumped full of adrenaline, and you haven't really encountered this yet. So that's the middle.
Route to 7.
Nice.
God damn! You heard him. You are certain you heard him say "yog."
Okay.
And the only thing you know of is Yog Sothoth is a name that's come up before. I don't believe that you've necessarily studied anything dealing with this name, but you do know there were some cults that came up here and there, especially in actually in this area during times of the 1600s, and the name Yog Sothoth would occasionally pop up.
Oh, okay. I think he meant York Thos, whatever. So sauce. I say to the ladies.
Yog, wait, did you just say Yog Sothoth? Now, Smarty Pants, exactly what the hell is a Yog Sothoth?
Well, I don't know, but I think I remember that there were some cults in this area worshipping this kind of deity. It's been a while though.
Cults, worship, god damn, this whole thing is a fucking mess.
I'm looking down at these, like, dead bodies. Yeah, it is.
Well, look, we gotta get inside this house, and if we got like 3 dead bodies out here, the cops are probably gonna come knocking on our door,
Oh,
asking us questions that
there's a
I don't feel
convenient
like.
grave right over here.
I knew there was a reason I liked you, Dorothy.
I'm not sure if that is the right course of action, especially if this property is to be sold soon.
But I will say, there's something weird about that grave, so be careful when you go over there.
Should we just leave
Oh,
them
I'll
here?
be careful. I don't want to step on these rats.
Oh my god. I'm just shaking my head when he does that.
I mean, when I went over there, I saw some. Just be careful.
Hey, Smarty Pants, you want to grab the other end of this one?
Not really, but sure.
Alright, so after a little while, you guys dumped a coal.
I'm reloading my gun. Just so it's fully loaded again.
And it looks like the rats that were standing at attention before, they all turn and in a straight line. I'm sorry, you got me on that one, Vex. So they all turn in a straight line, scatter back towards the house, leaving you guys standing in the rain and staring at a scary house.
Well, I'm tired of getting wet. I feel chilled to the bone. I'm going inside. And I think she would then steadfastly march up to the door and everyone else be damned.
Well, I follow up.
Alright, so you guys do make your way towards the door.
Nix went into James's room, okay?
The place doesn't smell great. It's musty. There's, even in the rain, there's thick layers of dust. It doesn't look like anybody's really come up here for a good long while.
Try and open the door.
I forgot,
Oh,
does somebody have a key?
Actually, I feel like I would try and open the door and then stop and decide that the more spy-like thing to do would be to break in through the window.
I have a key. We don't need to break in.
Oh,
Okay,
excellent!
so Dorothy,
Your key
you
for,
walk up to the door, you try to open it, and then you step away and you find a rock, and you get ready to hurl it at the door while Jonathan is using his key. Give me a throw roll. Oh, and don't forget, if you guys did succeed on any roll, please put a check next.
Right.
Okay.
Shooting the shit out of some people.
Oh, Dorothy, good job. You throw this rock right through the window.
I did it!
We're going to even let you get the whole climb there. So you throw the rock through the window, you climb through, land on the ground, don't get hurt, and then Jonathan just casually opens the door and walks in with Cormac. And
Oh,
Very athletic, Mrs. McGee.
why, thank you, dear.
all right, and that brings us to
Ooh.
go ahead and bring your tokens right here.
Ooh, you use the Tides from Mansions of Madness. Nice.
Hold on, here we go. I think this is.
You okay?
Mavis is unsettled.
Mavis, look at these beautiful floors.
They are very cool, but this house is freaky. You forget what happened outside?
I'm
So-
sure it's nothing, dearie. Just a bunch of rapscallions and thugs.
Well, it's just a bit poorly lit, I think. I try to find some like, is there electricity in this house right now? Do I know that? Like, would I know that?
Yeah, by all means, you would probably start checking around for. So, guessing the first thing you do is what? Go to one of the light switches to see if it works.
Yeah.
All right. This is a good question. All right. So, for the sake of us, you try to turn on the light switch. You hear a hum. It goes. The light flashes on. Then you hear a click, and the lights go right back off.
Hmm.
Did that sound like a generator? Would I know if that was a generator?
I don't know that Dorothy would know it was a generator.
Can I like listen where this humming came from?
Let's see if you can hear it again because it went away while you weren't paying attention to it.
Okay.
What would you like?
We'll just like shut it on and off again and see if the sound comes up again. If this
All right.
the generator trying to.
You hit the switch again. This time, nothing happened.
Hmm.
Does anyone have any skill in, like, I don't know, heavy machinery or mechanical repair or something that would help them identify what that was?
Oh, you know I do.
Wait, really? Okay.
Yeah, it was like a thing that I put some more points in.
She
Nice.
said the story was what you had a bunch of, your dad wanted sons, so he taught her all this stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, see, this is why you invest in wild skills because you don't know what's going to come up. Go ahead.
Yeah. Is it mechanical repair or op heavy machinery?
Whichever one is better for you, I'll let you have it.
Okay. You know, it's still not very high, but it's. Oh, Jesus.
I mean, I have a 1, so 20 is quite a bit better.
Exactly.
All right, so that wasn't a critical failure. You don't know what type of engine it was. There's really no argument here for a push. Um, I'll give you this much. You don't know that you heard like a mechanical failure, like an engine or a generator failure, but you do know that you heard things like this before when things look they're about to start revving up and then they just die out. Sometimes you've been able to get them running again. A lot of times they became scrap.
Guys, this thing's about to die if it's not already dead. I don't know if it's gonna work for us.
Well, we still have our trusty lamps here.
Well, I think I would
That's
do what Dorothy would always do around technology, which is to say, try it several times in quick succession, and then if it doesn't work, give up and walk away.
All right, dear.
She go flip the light switch, flip the switch, flip the switch, flip the switch.
Can I try it again and like bang it with a hammer or something?
By all means.
Okay. Oh God.
It was closer.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh God.
Yeah. So you're begging, you're making sounds. On the third one, you actually hear some skirting, scritching, and scratching on the floor that sound is coming from one of the other rooms. Okay, so this is just for your guys' information. If you see a thing where you see a little door, consider that to be a room.
Okay. This is you just
Okay.
telling us where we can interact. So, like, up here at the north and the northeast, those are not rooms we could enter.
Right. Right. So, and they might be some little things, whatever, but yeah, like here's a room,
Gotcha.
so on and so forth.
What is the symbol like this white one.
Oh, that is the only reason that's there. That's a room, but that you'd have to walk up to it to find.
Okay.
Okay. I don't remember what I was investigating here, except that I was trying to be a spy. Actually, I think Dorothy doesn't remember what she was investigating, except that she was being a spy, so now she's just trying to learn everything. That sounds about right.
Well, we learned that Corbett was buried in the basement somewhere.
Well,
You guys learned that? You learned that he wanted to be. You never actually found out what the
What,
outcome of that lawsuit was.
Oh, I saw that was like part of the things we read in the diary that we found in the chapel, wasn't it?
Yeah, the chapel. Did the chapel say they actually want it?
I don't
They
know.
may have.
I took the book with me, and I was trying to read it in the car, and I don't know if anything actually came of that.
No, that one that we like had information from that turned to dust after we read it. But I think we read in there that he actually like got buried here in the basement. If I remember that correctly, it's like been.
No, I just wasn't 100% sure whether that one said he 100% did, or whether they were the ones who were fighting for making sure that he did.
We know that. Yeah, I don't remember.
I'll give it to you. I'll give this to you. You believe that he is buried in the basement.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. So, are you guys pulling out your lanterns?
Yeah, I mean, we would want to be able to see.
Cool. I'm not even going to ask for a spot hidden for this one. So, as you guys light your lanterns, you get a better look at the mansion. As you move your light around, of course, it brings light, illumination. But every time you look at the shadows, you can't escape the feeling that the shadows are moving away from your light faster than they should, almost as if they were moving on their own.
Dorothy, dear, I don't like the feeling of this place.
I think we should stick together here.
Oh, no, it is fine, Mavis. Don't worry. It's just a house. They creak and they moan, but we'll be fine. Let's see what's in this door, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right, so that door is... Okay, cool. All right, you open the door, and once again, you realize that this is where the musty smell is coming from.
Ugh.
Is it
the
like
smell? What?
is it like library musty, or is it like unpleasant musty?
Oh, it's unpleasant.
Oh, okay.
It's like rotten food musty. And the reason it's rotten food musty is you've just stepped into the kitchen.
The what?
Into the kitchen.
Oh. Screen is black for me. Maybe it's my.
Oh, yeah, it's black. Yeah, it's black for everybody.
Okay.
I shine my light inside.
All right. Wait, did I? Hold on one second. Nope, that's what I chose. All right, we're good. All right, bring yourselves up there, if you will.
I think I did. I can't see.
Yeah, you did. You did. I will reveal it in a second.
Did I do it?
Mavis did.
Wait, I'm sorry. Put myself where?
Top left corner.
Suddenly I'm so close to Michael Oak. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. But Mavis also doesn't move because she's creepy like that.
All right. I didn't have a great kitchen, so this is the kitchen, y'all. Don't read too much into the bloody floor.
Oh, good. I'm glad you said that.
So there's no bloody floor, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying there's no bloody floor, but I'm just saying don't read too much. Okay, don't read into the sheet that's covering a dead body. There's not a sheet covering a dead body.
Okay.
I think that's actually a morgue.
It smells bad in here. Let's go to the next room.
Well, hold on. Don't just run away from the room.
Let's put that in.
It smells a lot like this one time my cat died inside my wall trying to chase a mouse.
Oh my goodness, that must have been wild.
It smelled terrible, but you know, he was my husband's cat. He never liked me.
Oh, I remember him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cat or the husband?
No, hard to tell.
That's so true, dear.
A conventional kitchen with an icebox, a wood-fed stove, and an oven, plus a meager larder. There's still plenty of food inside. Of course, there's rotten meat. Um, but there's a few cans that look like they've been sealed pretty well. It's canned soup, canned meat, a little bit of rice, pastas, and a couple of bottles of homemade wine. All right, so there's also, like I said, there's an ice box in here. There's a little wooden chest, and there's a couple of cabinets and whatnot. Are we looking around in this room?
It smells bad. I want to go to the next. She would want to go to the next room.
I mean, you said it's like self-made wine?
Yeah, you would definitely have to take a look at it. You recognize that these bottles were bottled here. Oh, right. I should have said this. When you came up to the house, in addition to having like the graveyard in front, you also noticed, if you were looking towards the back, what looked to be an abandoned vineyard. Nothing huge, just a few grapevines that haven't been tended to in quite some time. But it looks like people on this property, this large property, had at one point grown their own wine.
Okay.
It's fascinating. Ooh, Dorothy, dear, look, there's wine here.
Oh, what vintage?
Doesn't say.
Does
Do you
the
think
label
it's
say anything?
Let's see. I'm gonna go. You guys are looking at the wine, right? So it is 1920. The wine was bottled in. We'll say that the wine was bottled in 1910.
So not a very good vintage.
only 10 years old?
Yeah, well, one of them says, ah. So one of them says 1910. One of them says 1900. Um, one of them does say 1861. I believe that's the year the house, and that is the year that you know that this house was officially finished. So there is a bottle of wine here that, excuse me, was bottled in the same year this house was completed.
Oh, look at this one. What do you say, a little liquid courage?
Do you try to pull it?
Yeah.
As you try to pull it, you realize that this wine bottle is fastened to its display case. It looks like it's only meant to be there either as a decorative item or it's been secured in such a way that it's only supposed to be used on the most special of occasion.
I have been drinking alcohol for 76 years, and I'm not going to let this newfangled prohibition nonsense stop me. Jonathan, you're strong, right? Can you open this for me, please?
Well, shouldn't we celebrate after we did our job here, maybe? And bring that later when we leave the house?
Nonsense! No time like the present.
Sure. Okay. Well, then let me help you open this. Can I, like, make a dex roll or something?
No, you're going to give me a strength roll on this
Oh
one.
my god, this is horrible. I'm so bad at strength. Oh!
Yes!
Oh, damn. So, you put your entire back into pulling this bottle. You do pull it. You do get it off. But the way it was fastened looks like it was keeping the rest of the wine bottles up. So you break off a shelf and you see 4 wine bottles roll off the floor, roll off the shelf and shatter onto the ground. One of them had whatever Dorothy's birth year was on it.
Oh, you said it's 1920 right now?
Yes.
So, 1844?
There we go. So I guess it wasn't 1860 that the other one said, because this house is definitely older than you. But yeah. Any rate, you see a bottle with your birth date on it and realize that you're not going to get to taste that wine.
Oh, drat.
Well, you may taste this one instead.
Oh, yes. Let's see if we can't find some glasses. I'm going to go to some cupboards and look for some cups.
Yeah, sure. There's a crate right next to the cupboards, and the cupboards that seem to have mostly canned goods in them. But there's a crate, and it says China on the side.
Well, then I would open that one.
As you open it, you sadly realize that this didn't say China as far as glassware or plates or even glasses. It meant the country. And it looks like what you are looking at are several imported Chinese vegetables. Vegetables that seem to have been imported from China through 2 years ago.
Oh, I bet those are rotten.
They're very rotten. This is where the source of a smell comes from. In addition to the smell of a rotten vegetables, you also see several rat droppings. And would you like to look?
Well, as someone who has a weak stomach, personally, like, I think if I got too close to my face, I would probably vomit, and I wonder if she would be sick by that.
By all means, give me a Constitution saving throw. Shit, give me a Constitution check.
Well, there you go.
That ain't saying it.
I'm just saying, like, that would probably make me throw up, so...
Well, you ain't even tried to throw up yet, because you do start to vomit. You start to retch a little bit, and just as soon as you're starting to retch out of the vegetables, a rat hops out, followed by several inch-sized cockroaches.
Oh, ooh, no! Okay, she would totally scream and bolt first, like, over here. Away from the rats and the roaches. Cool.
My goodness, what's in there?
I think she's probably going to be throwing up right now, so...
Yeah, poor Dorothy is just hacking and wheezing back there.
Can I see a glass somewhere?
Dorothy, my dear, what did you see?
Oh yeah, you can take a look. Oh, so Davis, you are just pretending that there's not a box of rotten vegetables there with rats and roaches.
Oh, can I see that? Oh.
Oh yes. Unless you are trying to ignore the fact that it's there, you can absolutely see this.
Blech. Blech.
Sounds like she needs a constitution roll too.
So yeah, you say. So unfortunately, Mavis, you say, Dorothy, what are you looking at? Dorothy tries to shake. Um, Dorothy tries to shake her head to you to tell you no, not to look. Dorothy, give me a persuasion roll to see if you can persuade Mavis not to look.
Oh, I'm good at that.
This is going to be the medium one or the difficult one because you're not talking right.
I got a hard.
Okay, you just got to it. You shake your head to Dorothy not to look. I mean, to Mavis not to look. Mavis, do you listen?
I think if we've known each other long enough, I probably know if is like certain things mean like, girl, you do not want to see this.
All right, cool. So I'm not going to ask for a Constitution roll from you. You decide that it's best not to look.
I would like to offer Dorothy some wine, but is there like a glass that I can see so that she can have some?
That's a good question. You're looking for glasses. Um, you're not seeing any, but you do get a chance to see this bottle. And give me a spot hidden on this.
Nope.
If I wasn't
No,
vomiting, I would help you.
it looks great. Yeah, this is a pretty clean bottle. It's awesome.
I mean, I think if he offered me a bottle of wine, I would just take it and try and drink from it, expecting
Yeah,
that
then I just offer you that.
yeah, expecting that he has vetted what he's handing me.
And I'm looking for some glasses. Well, I just give her the bottle and I'm looking for glasses around in the...
Yeah. All right, Dorothy, do you have any way to open this one?
Besides my hands?
Ooh, the Russian.
Oh, I have a knitting needle. Can I cram that in the cork to pull it out?
Oh, I thought I had already opened it with my strength roll. Okay, sorry. I misinterpreted that.
No. You pulled it off the wall. It was fastened onto the wall. That's what you...
Oh, yeah, right, okay.
Is it the?
Sure. Attack it with your knitting needles.
Okay, so that's a brawl?
Just click on your knitting needles. It should already be connected to your bra. Wow. I really need to make sure I emphasize the L on that one.
Wow.
So should I put a check mark next to brawl?
Sure. Wait, you have a -1 on your damage bonus? That's
I do, yes! Because she's so old and weak.
But yes, you may put a check mark next to your brawl.
Okay, but I'm not trying to damage it, just to be fair. I'm just trying to open it.
Dorothy, give me a spot hidden before you start drinking this one.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
You might not want to give me an oh yes on that one.
Oh, no. You're going to make me throw up again?
I hope not. So you open the bottle, you look inside of it, and on the label, first off, you read an inscription, and it says, "This wine, this bottle, contains my dreams. It contains my blood, my sweat, and my tears." Inside the bottle, you see like an ice cube, but it's made of wax. And inside the wax, you can see what looks like several droplets of crimson droplets inside the cube, several misty, milky, clear droplets, and a few more clear droplets. In other words, it looks like there is a cube in here that literally has
Blood,
the
sweat,
person
and
who made this
tears.
bottle's blood, sweat, and tears inside of a wine bottle. Now it's inside of wax or something similar, so it doesn't seem like it's likely to seep into the wine, but it is there.
I mean, if it's in the wine, she's not drinking it. Like, oh my goodness, I don't think it's supposed to be that literal. Mavis, look at this, dear.
What does it say?
Well, there's blood, sweat, and tears in it. Look. She jiggles it at her. I know, isn't that ridiculous? The kids these days, the pranks they play.
What's the year on it?
What's the year on it?
Damn.
Oh,
I know I actually have that written down. Hold on. That might be one of the handouts I gave to you as well. $1835.
Oh, that's
my
cool.
goodness.
But this can't be literal, can it?
Literal? It
Well,
looks like it might be literal.
Jonathan, do you think it's literal? Young people.
These kids these
Oh,
days.
remember, it's 1835, so this is 10 years before Dorothy was born. And it was definitely bottled by an older adult at that time.
It
So,
all comes in
okay,
full circle.
Can we get that out of there?
Okay, I'm gonna
it's
pour.
like the tequila at the bottom. It's like a worm at the bottom of a tequila bottle.
I'm gonna pour the wine out and try and get the stuff out of there. I mean, I know I can't, but she's gonna try because she's stubborn.
We could just smash the bottle and take it, right?
All right, you ready for this?
Sure.
You want me to try and smash the bottle? This will be great.
Well, you should pour out the wine first, but then we can just, smash it in the sink.
I attempt to smash the bottle and I fail. Badly.
Yeah, it's a pretty good bottle. This was definitely made to last.
It just bounces off and spills.
Yes, basically.
Can I take a towel, put it around the bottle and then, smash it? So
Oh, okay.
one
So,
gets
having been on a couple of Kristen boats, you do exactly this, and we will let you try to strength it at advantage.
Okay.
Nice.
You do break the bottle, and a little waxing falls. And now you realize that, yes, there are definitely droplets of blood in it. You also realize that within one of the droplets are eyelashes, meaning that these must have represented the tears. And lastly, you see that the other droplets you saw are also connected to about a millimeter, I think, section of skin.
Ugh,
How disgusting.
what is with this house?
It's a very disturbing house. What are we doing here?
I am spying on things.
What?
Well, we're actually trying to find out what the disturbances are about.
Yes, what the handsome professor said.
There were a lot of people who rented or bought the house in the past who went mad, and there were reports of mysterious sightings or something like that, I think, right? If I remember correctly. So we are trying to find out what exactly causes this.
Precisely.
It's probably the cultists scaring off people here, I assume now, since
Well,
they are.
I think the mystery has been solved. This place is filthy. Poor Jonathan.
Well, this place is definitely filthy, but I'm not so sure about the rest.
I'm done with this room. Let's move on.
No, Mavis was trying to listen. Something.
That's bad. Okay.
Apparently not.
Oh, damn. All right, so yeah, that's a critical fail. Fortunately, I didn't ask for a list roll. I didn't tell you to do one, so that one doesn't count.
I guess. Oh,
I think I would march over to whatever door is closest to me that I can see.
Okay.
Can I just before we go on here, like the thing with the wax and the tears and the sweat, can I take that with us just as evidence for like yeah, I don't want to leave this here in the house, I think.
Sure, we can go and give it right to a DNA guy.
Well, not that, but I don't. Yeah, I feel like this is like some occult thing that people want to like.
No, by all means, definitely you can take that with you. My first thought was like, why did I add that? Because it's not like they can just take it to the FBI. They can go and check it against anything. But I added it. It's there.
Mhm.
Definitely take it with you.
excellent.
I just don't want to leave like these supernatural, like superstition causing things around in the house if possible, because like we're supposed to get rid of this.
Yeah, if he is anyone with any lick of knowledge about the occult knows that things that are part of the body, like blood, sweat, and tears, could be used
Oh wait,
for nefarious aims.
I almost forgot. Did you bring the book in with you, or is it still in the car?
I feel like she would be carrying it with her because books are familiar and like she's comfortable with them.
All right, cool. Just wanted to make sure. All right. So you guys just left the kitchen. You notice that there are a couple of other rooms. Um, you know for a fact that there's still a dining room. There's probably still a living room. And you do notice that there's a door up top that seems to be boarded shut.
What's in here? What is hiding? I'm ready to get to the crux of the matter. Let's investigate like real spies would and get in this door.
All right. So this door is boarded shut. You feel a cold draft coming from it. It's boarded. It's several locks on a thing, and there seems to be some chains as well.
Chains? Like, okay. Well, it's locked. I guess we'll have to look for the key somewhere else.
Now for some tools, maybe we can find some around here.
There is a room right next to it.
Oh, there are like two doors? Okay.
Yep.
Well, then yeah, let's go in the other door.
Yeah.
Does that sound good to you, Mavis?
Yeah. She's just trying to stay back and like not freak out.
I don't blame her.
Dear, it's dark again. Pieces. Oh wait, it's in the corner. Oh shit.
Yeah, you guys weren't in that room though.
Alright. Oh, okay.
Goodbye, light.
Uh-oh.
Where are we going now?
Don't worry about it.
Is there somewhere on here that like we're waiting to be revealed?
Yeah. All right, you guys see where I dragged you?
Mm-hmm. It's a hallway.
Yeah.
It's a storage room.
Oh.
And this room is filled with boxes and junk. Rusted water tanks, old bicycles, and there's a cupboard with like two pieces of wood boarding it shut.
Well,
Cool.
I've determined to get to the bottom of this secret, so whatever is being hidden, I will go to.
By all means.
What's in here? It's boarded. Let's open it. Attempt to pull on the poor boards.
All right. I'm pretty sure this is a job for Cormac.
Yeah.
So we're going to say he's here. Oh, crap. Let's do this. Sorry. All right, so Cormac's going to try to get this thing open.
Cormac is very strong.
All right. So he does rip it open. And blah, 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 blah. There are 3 bound books inside.
Ooh! I imagine I would be pushing him out of the way to look at those.
I'm going to assume you say excuse me to the large.
Yeah, she would. She's nicer than that.
All right.
I will also take a look.
You see the diaries of Walter Corbett.
This is fascinating.
Like several? Like, did he have 3?
Yes.
I start flipping through the one closest to when he died. I assume they're dated, right? I mean, I would feel like.
I flipped through the first then.
Oh yeah. So you guys pull out the diaries. Yeah, they're big, thick diaries. And okay, so I will tell you this much. It will take you a total of 2 days to read these completely when you're ready to.
So just a quick skim. What could we find flipping through pages? Would anything catch my eye?
Yeah. So the diaries describe Corbett's various occult experiments, including the summoning of some unearthly spirit and other magic. And it clearly describes a spell entitled Call Forth, the Opener of Ways.
Are we learning a spell?
You don't know how to do magic yet, but like I said, okay, so I will tell you this much. If you do figure out how to take the spell, or learn how to, or you decide you want to learn how to, we'll talk to me about that later, and I will explain what would have to happen in case magic ever does come up. That's not just this one, that's really most things.
I mean,
I
feel
would just comment this Corbett was clearly insane.
clearly, I mean, look at this magic. It just. I mean, because Dorothy is at heart a Catholic, so to her, this is blasphemy.
This is
One of the crazier things, and that doesn't have anything to do with the occult or magic, and maybe he's not even crazy, list the name of, oh shoot, I forgot what I said the original builder's name was. It is one of your handouts.
was
it?
Yeah, I mean, you said that in the grave thing when we interrogated the cultist.
Augustus Grandsnoot built the house.
There we go. Right.
Oh, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Old man says, Old man Grandersnoot thought he built this house for himself. Old fool didn't realize he was building it for me the whole time. Honestly, Grandersnoot, if you would have ever learned about washing your hands as you did washing away all your problems and drink, maybe you would have lived long enough to lay your head down in this place. Well, whether or not he learned it, he got one lesson taught to him. What old man Corbett wants, Corbett gets.
My goodness! Dorothy, because we read all those Hall of Records handouts, right? So I know that when the house was built, that the owner immediately fell ill and sold it to Walter. So I'm putting together the pieces, and she's pretty smart, I think she would too, that fucker poisoned him. Or, well, she would probably think he poisoned him. Am I making sense?
Yeah, you are. Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Just making sure I'm not all garbled because of
So
my drink.
after Dorothy reads that, she flips back a little bit, and she sees another one. It's like, wife was shocked to hear me inviting Granderstute over for dinner. Probably because I always said that, her food will kill somebody. Not much of a liar, but you got a skill, you got to put it to use.
Jonathan, Mavis, Cormac,
Yes.
I do believe that the person who built this house was intentionally murdered.
They were or were not?
Were. Look at this.
What?
Well, we know that shortly after he built the house, of course, we saw it right in the records, that he died and sold the house to Mr. Corbett. And look at this entry right here. And she kind of waves it in her face, but not long enough for her to actually read anything. And then flips a few more pages and look at this, and waves it not fast enough for you to read anything. He was trying to kill the man.
So, Mavis, you read one that says, can't believe that old cocksucker actually comes out here in the middle of this thing and thinks he's just going to go build a house that I wanted. You know what? Just as well. Let him waste his money. I'll buy it from under him later.
Well, we should probably keep this as evidence.
Oh.
Sorry, what did you say?
So after that, you look further inside the cabinet. You do see another one of the symbols from the Church of Contemplation.
The one with the pit and all of the stuff?
Yeah, you see another one of their symbols. And do you see a ledger? Did you guys get a ledger from the church?
I
Well,
got whatever
fell to
book I took
pieces.
from the church. That's all I got.
All right. Well, let's just say that there is a fairly new ledger here. It lists some expenses, some prices. Some of the main things it lists are large sums of money going towards all sorts of things. This goes back since 1830 till, honestly, 1919. Rather, sorry, 1918. The last three largest amounts were for the COC. It seems that this pops up every 5 or 10 years with a large donation for the COC somewhere in the $10,000 range.
What is a CLC?
You don't know for sure. You do know that seeing the symbol for the Church of Contemplation, you don't necessarily want to jump to conclusions, but there is a little calling card with the symbol of the Church of Contemplation inside of here.
Oh, okay. Is there any other expense that seems like odd?
Yeah, there's a couple of them. One of them says R food. The letter R, period, food.
Ugh.
Okay.
There are some other ones. It says lime. Who knows? Could be the fruit. Could be lime. Peat. And there are also some expenses that look like they go towards tools for keeping a vineyard running.
When you said lime, is it spelled with an I or a Y? Because those are different things.
Exactly. It's kind of scratchy. It looks like he was correcting himself while he wrote it, so you have no idea whether it's supposed to be Lime or or Lyme.
Okay. Well, this makes no sense. Dorothy's not a good spy.
Well, maybe we find more clues to make sense out of it.
Oh, and like I said, there's a whole bunch of old bicycles in here too, and rusted water tanks.
Well, what's
Yeah,
in the
let's just take a look around.
All right, inside the boxes, not a hole. You find socks.
You find what?
Socks.
Oh, are they clean?
I don't think so after that time.
There are. This one seems to contain a bunch of children's socks. Excuse me, and some children's clothing.
Oh,
It is relatively new. It looks like it's only been here. Looks like these, fashion-wise, are only about 2 or 4 years old.
oh dear, these must be from the last owner. I feel like I remember us knowing something about the last person who owned the house.
Give me a idea roll.
Uh, where is that?
That's actually a good question. I thought there was a such thing as an idea roll.
I think that's just an intelligence roll.
Yeah, it's just intelligence.
Oh. I'm good at that.
You remember that the last family involved a married couple. The husband was seen running down the street in his skivvies, I believe covered in blood, and he was put into a mental asylum. Not too long after that, the wife was put into a mental asylum, and both of the children they had were sent to family in Baltimore.
Such a shame. I imagine they've grown out of these clothes by now. Look,
That's
clothes are
entirely
expensive.
possible.
That is a shame.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere else to leave from this room, or does it just go back to where we were?
It actually is another smaller storage room right next to it. If you guys want to open that door.
Yes.
Yes.
Or I want to stand back and let the strong men do it because they're gentlemen.
All right. I actually revealed too much of this, so the other storage room is considered to be on the other side of the cabinet. Um, this room just has old furniture in it. A bunch of old, ratty wooden furniture. Probably not anything worth any more than just for some kindling at this point.
Well, why is it in here? Why is this room separate from the other? I want to look around for something, if there's anything weird or like...
Oh, yeah, sure. Give me a... Man, is spot hidden like the most used skill in this game?
It's like act under pressure in the sprawl. It's just a fallback.
I think you always want to have a spot hidden in this game. I think everything else matters. I think spot hidden you want to have. All right. Everybody give me a spot hidden.
Oh, come on!
Okay, maybe mine will be better.
No!
Oh, what is happening?
Can I push it? Take my time with this and like look around carefully.
He sees me tramping through there, disturbing things that has to really look again.
I thought 99 and 100 was a fumble. Yeah, 99 and 100 is a fumble, so you don't hurt yourself looking, but y'all don't find a thing. Which is just as well, because like I said, most of the stuff in here is just old, ratty furniture. It is probably only good for kindling.
Okay. Well, then let's just go back.
All right. So you guys find yourself back in the hallway. Oh, Roach wasn't gonna do this to me. Oh, I know what happened.
It was in the show, puppies.
Alright. So you walk back out. There's a couple more rooms left that we'll just call a mud room. And there is just, a couple of overcoats, some galoshes, hats, umbrellas, and several bags of coal. Because the room actually has a little stove. And you also notice there's a side room over here with 3 bolts on it.
What, do we have a way to open it?
Not. You tell me.
Wait.
Well, I don't have locksmith as a skill if anyone has that.
Oh, I've been practicing this.
Okay.
I can do it because she's very interested in being a spy, right? So she's been trying to learn how to pick locks. And I'm sure she has a bobby pin in her hair. Look at those curls. Maybe? Yes? No?
Oh, yeah, sure, go for it.
Oh.
So you start to use your, lock-picking skills. As you're doing it, I don't know, it feels like the room shakes a little bit, or you feel your hand shaking. This isn't abnormal, but like you're just trying to get the pin in, and this takes basically fighting you. You're not quite able to pull it off. You're not able to make it look as good as you want to. And like I said, you can swear like the room's just against you.
I mean, I feel like she's new to being a spy, right? But she's also very stubborn, and I feel like she would yank it out and like blow in the keyhole and try again.
Okay, that would be a push.
I know it's gonna hurt me for sure. I bet I only have 21 in locksmith. This is gonna be bad.
So that would be a push. If you try this again, then you're likely to try to go too hard and stab yourself with your knitting needles on your finger.
She would still try. She thinks she's she's 76 years old. Who the fuck cares, right?
All right.
Oh my
Wow.
god!
21 out of 21. Nice.
All right, that was clutch.
That's really close.
All right, so this time you get the lock open. You pull the lock off. Sadly, they figure out that this lock was latched around a hinge that does nothing. It looks like the door itself is sealed from the other side.
Well, drat. Cormac, dear, you have muscles, right?
What exactly are you asking me?
Could you open this, dear?
So you want me to go and try to kick this old door down?
Well, whatever you need to do, dear. Look, I picked the lock. We should be able to get in, and it didn't work. So by rights, we should have access.
All right. So he's going to need an extreme success.
Oh man!
He kicks it. It bends. And it does actually push him back. This thing is sealed very well. It might be the most well-built thing in the house. Looks like it's sealed about as well as that other door I told you guys about.
Is this wood?
Yes.
Can we light it on fire with our lanterns?
Well, we have shotguns, right? So I mean, we might be able to just shoot that thing open. But we could also just try a different door instead.
You try to shoot the door down. We certainly can try.
I mean, I feel like we should test out the other doors first and see if some other door leads to the other side of the room, so that we don't have to demolish the whole house.
What? Who is that?
But
I immediately head towards whoever is hurting or screaming. Sorry, I know you're really loud.
Mavis jumps back in surprise.
Alright, you heard that sound coming from upstairs.
Well, let's
I
go!
take out my firearm.
Come along, dear. I'm like pulling out my first aid kit on the way up the stairs.
Definitely let the other two go first by several paces.
This is coming from the left or from the right?
I'll tell you in a second. Because it's not actually going to matter. Alright, I assume this whole thing is black for you guys, right?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, crap. Okay, well. This is what you see.
See the whole thing. I'll try to forget it.
Oh, now it's
here
all
we go.
black.
Yeah.
So you guys are coming up right.
Dark. Can your neighbors hear you when you yell like crazy?
That's a good question. I have a worse answer for you. The other day I was actually playing D&D and I didn't have my cable on yet, so I was at a coffee shop. And you never heard my Crimson voice, Vex, but I was doing one of my voices the whole entire time while I'm in the coffee shop, just surrounded by people. At some point they asked me, like, Mike, are you around regular human beings while you're doing these voices? At which point I probably said yes. Yes, I am.
Look, at least you have distinct voices. I do not. I have me, a small child, and an old Southern man, and that's about it.
All right. So you guys are making your way upstairs. Hold on one second. All right. So you guys are starting to make your way upstairs. You can see there's a couple of rooms up here. There actually seem to be 1, 2, 3 doors that look like bedroom doors, and there is a bathroom door.
Oh, I would love to use the restroom.
Well, we should take a look where the shout came from before we.
Right. Let's do that. The best part is that me getting distracted is absolutely in keeping with this super old lady.
Yeah.
All right, where's the scream coming from? Do we need to listen?
Yeah, so as you guys are here, you notice a thick fog more or less start to pull over the entire area.
Inside a house.
Yes.
I would drop to the floor because when there's a fire, you're supposed to go down to the floor.
Can I smell if this
Not
is
smoke.
It's actually, it's like water, steam.
To be fair, it's not hot. In fact, it is cold. Ice cold.
Okay.
Well, I have no skin on my bones. I'm freezing. She's all shuddering and wrapping her arms around herself.
It is cold. Why are we here?
It's okay. Come along.
Mavis actually, in the sad part is, I think Mavis literally has no idea why you're here. She just hopped on with Dorothy, and yeah.
Well,
I
we had
wonder
a-
how many adventures we've been on together like this, Mavis.
well, we heard a scream. We need to find out who screamed and help, maybe.
Yeah, let's go. I would wander out into the darkness, mist, whatever, towards the scream with the hands in front of me in case I don't run into a wall.
So just as soon as you start to walk upstairs, looking for the source of a scream, very subtly in your ears, you
We hear.
The song from Hocus Pocus?
we just hear a song of somebody singing. Is that what it's from? Okay.
Yeah.
You hear the voice of a woman singing a lullaby.
Well, I would. Okay, but is that from the same place the scream was coming from?
It is.
Let's go.
So, do you guys go towards the song?
Yes.
Nope.
No.
Yes. We need to rescue whoever was screaming. Let's go.
Wow. That doesn't seem to be in danger anymore, I have to say.
You don't scream like that for nothing. Let's go.
I also don't sing for that, like, for nothing.
All right. Well, screw them. I'm going.
Well, I follow her, like, 10 meters behind.
The 30-something handsome professor can't stand the 76-year-old woman running off ahead of him. Look, what does she have to be scared of, right? I mean, she, by all rights, should be dead by now.
This room contains several small beds, bassinets, and other things from children. You can see were two slightly larger beds for what were probably the last two children, but you see several cribs.
Chelsea, we're getting some feedback.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so cribs, you said?
Yes.
I mean, well, I would look at them. I've raised a lot of babies, so cribs are something with which I am intimately familiar.
Okay. If I recall, you failed that check during at the graveyard, right?
I mean, I saw Eustace in our wedding day, so yes, I failed that check.
Yeah, that's a fail. All right. So like I said, there's two beds, and these two beds belong to the Fard, well, the last family that was here. The kids that are down in Baltimore. So you said you're looking at one of the cribs?
Yeah,
Okay, would you be so kind to point to which crib you're looking at?
probably probably the one closest to the door, honestly.
All right. So you look into the crib. It's neatly made. And you can still hear like a music box sound playing in your ear. This, as soon as you, oh wait, do you touch the crib?
Probably.
All right, so you touch the crib and give me a willpower check.
Where?
That's called power, P-O-W.
Oh. Oh. That
All
wasn't
right.
good.
So, Jonathan and Mavis, both of you hear Dorothy start to sing.
I'm not actually singing for you guys.
Oh,
No, you want
And
me
she
to?
starts singing the song that was just playing.
Oh, see, I don't know that song, so you're on your own.
It's okay. Luckily, I have the computer to sing it for.
It's the song from Hocus Pocus.
Is that really Summer's Hocus Pocus? I
Do you
did
know
not
how
know
long
that.
it is since I've seen that?
Yeah, it's the scene where the blonde Sarah Jessica Parker person is essentially sirening the children so they can absorb their youth.
That's fucked up.
There's a baby crying.
Okay, she had 10 children. This would bother her to the extreme.
So yeah, you guys, even though she doesn't think you, even though you don't think you are, both Mavis and Jonathan hear you singing.
We can tell it's her singing, right?
You see her mouth moving, and you hear the words coming out of her mouth. It's not like super loud. It's not the music. It's kind of like she's just singing to herself.
Does it sound like her, though?
Yes.
Mavis is gonna go up to Dorothy and shake her shoulder and be like, Dorothy, what are you doing? What are you singing? Why?
is everything okay?
I don't know if I'm allowed to react at this juncture.
Yeah. You're in control of yourself more or less right now.
I mean, do I know that I'm singing?
It's not that you don't know if you were singing. Your hands just got kind of busy while you were checking out the crib. And for some odd reason, you've taken a diaper, a clean one, and you're changing an imaginary baby.
Oh, well, I feel like she would drop the diaper and step back. Probably confused, but
Yeah.
I mean, like, changing a diaper is probably, like, natural to her with how many kids she had, grandbabies, I'm sure, but, like, something is, with the grave outside, like, this house is connecting with her in a way that is confusing and unsettling, but it also brings back memories that are good, so, like, I don't know, I feel like she wants to connect more with what's happening here.
Hey, by all means. Yeah. So you kind of step back, realize you were just changing the diaper of a non-existent baby, and singing some lullaby you hadn't sang in several years. However, this place is dusty. It doesn't look like this is definitely where the sound came from, but there's no good reason to believe that anybody was in here. Um, as you guys look around, you do see, and maybe this is the explanation, an open window.
But I step to the window and close it.
Oh, why?
Did you want to look out?
How did it get open?
What?
How did it get
Maybe
open?
it's like all the time already.
I mean, I feel like I would just be looking at the crib, so you guys do your window thing.
Mavis is just freaked out by everything. She's like a chihuahua.
Yeah, I'm just going over and close the window. But see, there's an explanation for everything. We should just go and... I don't think we can find anything here.
Did we ever turn the heater on? Do you want to open the window
All
so
right.
it's cooler in our room?
So that leaves you with there's a main bedroom. That's the largest.
Dawn.
There is a spare bedroom, and there's a
There's a what?
bathroom.
A saw on this table.
What about the table? No, there's not really anything on that table. It's just, some more kid stuff, powder, safety pins. Actually, are there safety pins yet? We'll assume there's safety pins.
Well, I think we should take a look at the bedrooms.
All right. So, just because I need to use this anyway, the first room you are going to go into is the room that once belonged to Victorio and what was her name? Victorio and Gabriella.
Right.
All right.
So everything's gone dark. Oh. I'm in a hallway.
Yoink.
Dear. Ah.
Okay, so as you get into this room, you notice, matter of fact, I'll just throw one in there for you now, so it's not too.
This little like triangle or rectangle that you exposed?
Oh no, don't worry, you don't see anything yet. You guys would actually go into a living room, but the living room was just like this. Um, so we're going to use the same thing as the living room because I believe in recycling. If it doesn't freeze.
That song also reminds me of from Anastasia. The
Yes, Once Upon a December.
S. Mm-hmm.
There we go. I just wanted a song that sounded like a lullaby and could also sound creepy at the same time.
Oh, you got it.
All right, so you guys are in the upper right hand corner if you didn't see my.
Did.
Is that a body underneath a cross?
It is not supposed to be.
So yes, but pretend it's not there. Okay.
Right. No. It's supposed to be an ordinary bedroom, just with like a bed in it. And the reason why you see so many crosses is because there's about 100 crosses in here. There's just cross upon cross upon cross. There's a few signs of David. There's really almost any good holy symbol you could find. They are in here. Mostly it's Catholic, mostly it's crosses, but they are looks like somebody's trying to keep something out. You see several Bibles, English, old original language, French, Spanish, whatever it takes. You see dozens of empty glass bottles. Looks like they were filled with water. You see all sorts of oils, incenses. Um, you haven't seen movies about driving out evil spirits, but that's what you're seeing right now. This
Okay,
is definitely a
so
room looking to do that.
born and raised Catholic. I feel like I would cross myself before walking into this space. Is there something a lifetime of Catholicism would reveal?
Yes, these people were in a crisis. They felt that they were being assaulted by demons. And although I'm not sure whether or not your particular parish believes in it, these are people who probably would have seeked out an exorcist.
I mean, exorcisms are actually still practiced today.
Yeah, like I said, but they're not necessarily sanctioned by every Catholic church.
That's very
Um,
rare.
right. So I can't say whether or not Dorothy would come from one that would sanction such a thing, but you definitely would have heard of it, and you would definitely believe that it looks like these people would have taken that route if they thought it could help.
Oh
So they
my.
have candles, rosaries,
Yeah, I mean, she would probably
all
look
that.
at it then and just be like, "Oh my," and like cross herself, you know, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and like very carefully step forward, probably sticking closer to the holy symbols.
I just think that's interesting, and I will just look around if I can find any. Maybe they left any notes here.
Someone here was hiding from a demon or a monster. Good.
Okay, so you know what? You said you were looking for that, Jonathan. You do happen to find a diary. And in this diary, this is Gabriella's.
I will read it. At least like the more obvious passages.
So you read the diary, and it says, "Between the whispers and the screams, I can no longer go to sleep here. My husband brings me to this country for no chances, no hopes, but all I find here is terror. My husband cannot sleep anymore. The children cannot sleep. All the scares, all the screams, all the red eyes."
Red eyes. Oh, I'm sorry, Jonathan's reading this. Did you
No,
read that aloud?
Oh,
I
he
will
reads it
actually,
out loud,
I
yeah.
will read that loud. Yes.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't read it in that voice.
Red eyes? Okay, so she would look around for, I don't know, red eyes watching her because that's what would translate to her was, oh, red eyes? Where?
It's
Maybe
in the
it's
mind.
pick the nearest
Go
bottle of
ahead.
holy water.
I mean, I'll go sit on the bed and just be like, well, that's these poor people.
You sit on the bed and you see a note, a handwritten letter from Victoria. "My sweetest Gabriella, I am sorry that I was not able to provide for you the way I wished. You keep telling me to use the knife. Every day I try the knife and yet nothing can come of it. It pains me to see our children in such pain. It pains me to see them in such terror. I promise you, this is not how we will end our lives. Our children will know their dreams, even if those dreams cannot come true here in Boston. Perhaps Baltimore is safer for them. I love you, your dearest Vittorio."
Is that the one that went running through the streets being crazy?
It is.
Oh, that's very sad. I feel like she would just be sitting there being like, that's very sad.
Davis would still be like, why are we here?
This,
Does somebody want to explain to Mavis why you are in fact here now at long last?
Earthy dear, I thought we were hanging out, and this is a little much now.
well,
The rats, but
no,
now it's
this man found me in the library, and he told me to come here, and he gave me this ring, and I show her my ring with the symbol of knowledge on it, and I was supposed to come here and do something, and that was going to get me the start I needed. I think.
for what?
To be a spy.
The government spy?
Life is boring, dear. I'm tired of libraries and books and pretentious college professors. No offense, dear.
What?
And look, I went up to the roof the other day and I almost walked off. There was nothing to live for and I wanted something new and exciting and I've been trying to learn how to be a spy and I thought, maybe if I went to, well, is the CIA been founded yet? FBI?
Oh yeah. I do believe nobody else has ever seen him before, by the way.
Seen who before?
The guy who was in your library who kind of said you should
Oh,
go and
yeah.
do
No,
this.
she's just telling them about it. And I went down to the library, and this man was there, and he was trying to hide, but I was too good, and I found him. And he told me about this place, and I should come here and discover, Well, anyways, and now I'm here, dear, and these very kind young gentlemen agreed to escort me, and we're going to get to the bottom of what's happening here.
Davis's eyes are just wide. Like, what?
Give me a listen roll, guys.
Oh. Alright.
Dad's
Jonathan,
super
you
dumb.
heard something drop in the other bedroom.
Well, I will rush to the other door. And I say, did you hear that? And then I rush there.
Hear what,
With my
dear?
gun blazing.
Blazing.
All right, so that sound comes from this room. And this is the spare bedroom. I know it's larger than the other bedroom, but no, it isn't.
Can you click
You
on
don't
it
see it at
again?
all.
Where?
Missing it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
Okay.
I just see a bunch of cribs.
All right, right here.
Would you like to uncover it if the fog of war?
I would like to, yes, I would love to do that. Thank you.
Oh.
I can't see my token.
Yeah, I didn't uncover that part yet.
It's okay, I just
I
kind of like grabbed everything and moved.
I was frustrated, so I just started uncovering other places. Like it still refuses to uncover what I want.
Is it still foggy in the stairwell?
No. Come on.
Dorothy, you were in your library and someone said for you to come here, and then we come here and there's rats and people saying they were ignorant. How dare they?
I know, it's just undignified, and I need to know.
Also refusing to tell us, but one person telling us to come here in the first place. Why didn't he just tell you? Seems a lot simpler if they just told you.
I know, men.
They just
So
don't
as soon
care.
as you walk into here, you see that the fog has disappeared from the other room. However, it now comes into this room, but thicker and colder.
There must be something with the pipes in this house.
Oh yes, that makes perfect sense. I want to start looking through the nightstands. That's usually where people put stuff.
Yeah. That's thicker for you guys, right?
Yeah, I can see the fog.
Yeah.
It's very
Yes.
foggy.
That's very foggy.
Because you put
Yeah.
at least 3,
Yeah, there you go. All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure it worked. It does.
possibly 4.
It's 3. All right. So I was going to say, as soon as you guys walk in here, the fog feels thicker. It is definitely 5 degrees colder than it was before.
Well, it was already cold, so I'm freezing.
Right.
Also notices the change in temperature.
Cormac, dear, could I borrow your coat?
Cormac looks for a moment, then he realizes that he is supposed to be a gentleman, so he does let you borrow his coat.
Okay, so buried in this gigantic coat, because I'm sure he's much bigger than her, I would
Yeah,
then...
he's like 6'4".
Yeah, and she's tiny. I would then stubbornly go to the bed, sit on its edge, and look through the nightstands.
So, fortunately for you, the fog starts to dissipate.
Ooh. Yep.
And a light, the light starts to work in this room.
Oh,
Oh,
wonderful.
finally.
We're all just like,
Look at
finally.
you.
And then you hear a thump and a click.
From where?
The doorway.
Who's there?
The door slams closed.
Is it locked? I'm running up to the door.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Alright, are you trying to open the door?
Yes.
You try to open the door, and just like a powerful vacuum, the door closes while you are trying to open it with a thump.
But I could open it like a bit, or and then it closes again, or is this like I can't even open it? Like how is it closed?
It is teasing you, for lack of a better term. It's like you start to open the door, and looks like maybe you could get, like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 inches open, and then it just sucks right back out of your hand, like, thump, and closes again. Like it's being pulled by an extremely taut rubber hose or whatnot.
Oh
Or a
dear.
person. Well, something is keeping this door shut. Cormac, help me out here.
So you and Cormac both pull on to this door, and like I said, that same thing happens. Um, but that, eh. So you pull on it again. You pull on it some more. And at this point, I will allow you guys to give me strength rolls at difficult.
Oh dear. No.
That actually would have been a pretty good roll if I wasn't a weakling.
All right,
Way to
Cormac.
go,
All right,
Mavis.
between everybody, you do manage to get the door to open. Yay.
Yay. Well, I'm looking into the corridor and want to see if there's something or someone running away.
I'm sorry, the door is up here.
Yeah, whatever's behind the door, I mean.
Yeah, I was just letting you know the door is north if you want to do the door.
Yeah. I would just want to see if someone like ran away, like maybe someone held the door.
Yeah, absolutely. You look, give me a spot hidden. I don't know if you see anything. Yeah, you look pretty hard. Um, you don't see anybody moving. You don't see any foot.
Hmm.
You see no evidence at all. The best you can come up with was that, you know, the wind just pulled it shut. It makes a little bit of sense because the window is.
I thought he closed that window.
That
Yeah,
was another window.
yeah, that was in the other room. But I will
Oh.
just close the window now in this one. Just so, yeah, well, this is
All
probably
right.
just the wind.
Cool. So you're gonna walk up to the window, which is right here. For whatever reason, I was trying to put a window on there, and it just. All right. So Dorothy,
Mm-hmm.
right as Jonathan starts to walk up to the window, you feel a drip on your shoulder.
I would turn to look up or out. Probably up if it was a drip. Up. What's dripping on me?
The ceiling is bleeding.
Bleeding? Like blood?
Yes.
Can I, like, it smells like copper blood?
Yes.
Holy shit! I imagine as these expletives come out of her mouth, it's probably somewhat surprising. I would move out from underneath the blood on the ceiling.
All right. As that's happening, I don't know what happened here. This was supposed to move, but we're not going to worry about. All right. So, Dorothy, you see Jonathan walk up to the window to close it, and you have some blood drop on your shoulder. You look up to see that the ceiling is bleeding.
To which she says, "Holy shit," and crosses herself.
All right, so Jonathan, as soon as you hear her say, "Holy shit," you hear a creak, and the bed lifts up off the ground and hurtles towards you. Give me a dodge roll.
Okay.
Oh no.
61 out of 60. Oh my god.
We'll be done in a minute.
If you want to argue for a
Could you
push,
get
let
the
me know what
baby
you're
awake
doing.
and changed for me? Could you do that?
What is this here? Like,
Please?
on this here, what is that? This area here?
All right, so what are you doing to push this?
Yeah,
Oh, that's just stuff. I blew this up. That should just be like a table or table size. So we'll just say there's a table there and just
okay, then I want
random.
to flip the table and like basically that the table plate is like towards the bed, and I'm just hiding behind it.
All right, give me another dodge roll.
Oof.
Yeah.
All right, so you passed that one. So now the question is, do you still get hit by the bed? And for that, we will decide that with a luck.
You said luck?
Yeah.
Yay.
All right. So
It.
the door. So let's see if Cormac would have. Yep. All right. So with that said, as soon as you look up, there is a door hurtling, there is a bed hurtling towards you. You begin to dodge, and this bed crashes through the window. And ladies, the last thing you see is a large, possibly 100-pound bed hurtling towards Cormac and Jonathan. And you hear the glass crash, and you hear a loud thump at the bottom outside grounds of a floor. And that's where we will end for today.
Whew.
Stop throwing beds at me, Miss McGee.
Ah.
Oh yeah, the
This is
ceiling's still
creepy.
bleeding, by the way.
Yeah, my notes for this session are bleeding ceiling. They're very specific.
Yummy
What?
wine.
Oh man,
Uh,
I I really should have not let you roll the dodge roll today.
oh, well. Too late
But
now.
hey, you know you're good. I should not have let you roll the dodge roll today. I should have just stopped it at the bed hurtling towards you.
Oh, well.
Oh, by the way, that was a good. You really needed that, by the way, because if you got hit by that, you would have gotten hit by the door. and you would have taken a D6 plus 2 damage
Oof.
as you hurtle to the ground.
Oh, yeah.
No amount of first aid is going to help that.
So we're talking about a plus 2. There's a good chance. It is definitely possible to die in this part of the attack.
Ouch.
Why?
But hey, you rolled it.
Woo!
And I think we all know when we have bleeding ceilings and flying beds that we're starting next week with some sanity roll.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, at this point, I've had two people's heads, like, explode in my face, more or less. So that's something.
Are you the only one who didn't kill anybody yet?
I don't think I've killed anyone now.
You
I
still
tried-
didn't kill
I tried to
Like,
kick someone and failed.
Yeah, you didn't kill anybody today.
Okay. Well, thank you for running the game. I'm excited to go again.
Yes, thanks.
All right, y'all. Thank you for coming again. Next week, honestly, next week we're probably going to finish the Corbett part fairly quickly. And we're going to move into a little bit of downtime and what happens right after that. So, see you guys next week.
Great.
Yes.
See you then.
Later, y'all.
Good night.